All right, this is going to be a quick one, but I wanted to take this time and talk about some of the frustrations that I've gone through as a tech person in Malawi, and I'm pretty sure that some of you might relate to it. So let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is I want you to take a look at this screenshot where Zodiac Broadcasting Station spoke about or wrote about how government officials have been waiting for the last 3 years to get their official emails. And when I looked at this, I laughed, but at the same time, I wasn't very surprised because to me, I've seen this incompetency happen for quite some time. I mean, I've been in the tech ecosystem or the landscape for as long as I can remember. I think somewhere around 2012 when I began to realize that, I'm now a part of this community. And to me, it just so occurred that all these years, things have changed, right? I don't want to, rain on their people's parades or something like that. But things have changed over the years. But then the change that we are experiencing has always been very slow and gradual, and it's not been very great. But if you look at this, these are the same problems that we've been having for so long. And when I looked at it, I was like, yeah, just another day in the tech ecosystem in Malawi, So I feel like there's been so much incompetences when it comes to, people trying to show their work ethic in the country, not only in private sector, but also in the government. I feel like the government itself has got a lot of incompetency, happening. I don't want to say that all the people, but a lot of it, we see how projects don't really materialize or become mature over the years. You hear about, I want to give you so many examples. Look at the road traffic system, for example. If that was being developed in Malawi, I think things would have been different. But we have something like that was developed outside of the country, and now we're having issues trying to bring it home. It's sad. And what do you call that? When you ask me, if you ask me, I'm going to tell you that is incompetency. It's not like we don't have people in the country that can do the job. We do have them. But at the end of the day, I think someone else with so much power decides, nah, I'm not going to give this to Malawians. So I feel like there's been incompetencies and less trust in our own people. It's so sad. But also, when you look on the other side, some of our people are not as good. I feel like they feel so comfortable in some of the places that I've been. And to me, it feels like, you have to put in work. You have to do a little bit more. You have to take ownership. And which brings me to the second point that I want to talk about in this video. I want to preface it with something that I've personally experienced. I feel like I've been very lucky, or I've had some good moments in my career where I've had to work with people from all over the world, stemming from America, from some of the African countries, Europe and Asia. But I don't want to talk about some other continents. I want to talk about the Netherlands. I want to talk about Malawi. I want to talk about Africa. I've been fortunate enough to work with people from both West Africa, and even the north part of Africa. And one of the things that I always love about them is that they take ownership and they work extra hard. When you work with them, you can feel like, oh my God, this person is actually pushing. This person is actually doing work. You can see by the fruits that they have, produced. Look at countries in West Africa. Take, for example, Nigeria. I've worked with people from Nigeria. Take, for example, people from Kenya, from Uganda, from Egypt, from Tunisia, from Morocco. These people are so serious when it comes to the work. And I'm not talking about only in tech. Everywhere, you can see everywhere, they are working hard, they are pushing. And this is something that a lot of our tech people haven't fully embraced, or they feel so comfortable being in some certain level, certain place. Like, okay, I work here and I'm good, I'm comfortable. I can, come into work today or tomorrow and I'll do the same thing over and over again. I don't need to change anything. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this as well because I've been fortunate enough to have relationships or friendships with people that are in certain positions in different companies or startups in Malawi. And one of the main frustrations that they have is the same thing. people that we hire are not good enough, or some of the people that we hire are not good enough, and we have to let people go, or some of them don't have like good work etiquette, they don't have very good work ethic. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it does stem from the main body of the country, because if you look at that, they feel like, yeah, we are here, so we don't have to do anything. And this has led to so many projects failing in the country, and not only in private sector but also in the government. But I was having a conversation with a certain CTO just yesterday. Today is like, I don't know what the day is. The day is the 18th of December. I was having a conversation with a certain CTO yesterday, which was the 17th of December 2023. And one of the things we were talking about is how, frustrated he was about, the people that he has, some of the people that he has been with or he has hired before. And it resonated to me quite a lot. But when during the conversation, we also talked about something to do with, how some certain departments in the country are doing really well, like some parts of the government are doing well. And kudos to the Malawi, Ministry of Health, because Ministry of Health has been pushing so much, and I think there's a lot of things that have been happening so good. But I had to take a step back and also, try to scrutinize it a little bit. And to my understanding, I feel like the Ministry of Health, or the digital healthcare system in the country, is going so well because there's like an oversight. There are development partners, and this is also something that he echoed as well. There are development partners who are not from the country, who are working alongside these people, like to deliver projects. And I don't want to mention the names of the companies, but I think you know them. And this is really great because they come in. They don't say we're just going to give you funding and then you take ownership of the whole project, but we're going to give you funding, and we're also going to work alongside you so that you can deliver the projects. And I think that has seen fruits in the digital healthcare, in the healthcare department of Malawi doing so well, which is not the same case when it comes to other projects or other departments where they let us, or they let some of us take full ownership of our projects. And this leads to so many failed projects, and I can name so many of them. And again, this is so biased. I don't want you to take my word for it. If you have experienced it, it's fine. If you haven't, it's okay. But this is what I've experienced as well, on a personal level as well, where I've been frustrated by some of the developers that I've tried to put on into some gigs or something. It's either they don't show up and they don't communicate, or they don't say anything at all, which is very bad. When you're working at a company or anywhere else, you have to have these certain standards that you have to showcase. It's not just about you being very technically good. It's also about you showing like the right culture when you're working at a company. It's all about that. So this is a call to my fellow Malawians, people. When we work, we need to make sure that we show the right attitude, the right culture. There's a lot of things that are happening, and I want to talk more about it, but there's two things to me, I think I really wanted to talk about them, the incompetencies and also our people not being good enough at some certain areas. I'm not saying that all of us, I'm not trying to categorize all Malawians. I'm talking about some individuals who have the right or the power to make positive change, and they don't take ownership. Anyways, that's been it. I have a lot of thoughts about this. I want to talk about, one of the things that, I want to talk about failed entrepreneurs in one of my next videos, where some of the people that I came up with, we were doing a lot of projects together. They had interest in projects, but they never, came to see the light of day. I want to talk about all these stories with all these people that have happened, over the years that have been in the ecosystem, in the tech system as well. But I guess that's for another video. Again, I want to, emphasize here that I'm not talking about all Malawians. I know that there's some really good, incredible people who really work hard and their fruits are showing, but it's just that there are some people who are not, doing well, that are not doing really good, and it frustrates me. And I know that this is not just me. There's a lot of other people that also feel the same. So I'm sorry if this is going to, make you sad or mad about it, but it's just what it is, right? It's just what it is. This is my opinion. Take it or leave it. And with that, friends, that's been it. I think it's good. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I have so many good things coming up, and maybe the next ones are not going to, make you mad. So, looking forward. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.